What up YouTube? It's your boy Jermaine back for another video. In this video I thought I would talk about my electric bike. This here is Rad Runner and this is an electric bike. I really like this bike. I've been digging this bike. I've been using this bike for a little more than a month and I like this bike a lot. I want to answer some questions. I've noticed a lot of questions in the comments. Let's just jump right into it. So this is the Rad Runner and this is what the bike looks like. I like it. It's a really cool bike. I'm digging it. I should probably tighten the disc brakes a little bit, but I'm digging it. I'm digging it. It's not a bad bike. Now, when I first got this bike, I was thinking of getting a juice bike, and this bike was $12.99, so it was slightly cheaper than the juice bike. And the range. Now, as I'm trying to figure out if I want to get the juice bike or this bike, I'm looking at the range on the Rad Power website. And one thing I'm gonna just throw out here really fast, I didn't like the range on the website because it wasn't a direct number. The range is anywhere from 25 to 40 mile range. And I was looking for like other videos on YouTube, like what's the actual range of this bike? Like how far can you actually ride? Can you really get 25 miles or can you get 40 miles? Because I used to ride electric skateboards a lot, and whenever I go and buy an electric skateboard, if it says 12-mile range, I know for sure I could probably get about 9 miles range out of that. So with an electric bike, I'm trying to figure out the same scenario. Now, I've been riding this bike for more than a month, and I cannot exactly tell you the range on this bike. My guess, just the normal guesstimate that I use, 32 miles that you would get on this bike is about 32 miles if you're not pedaling. Now, I use this bike for deliveries, and some days I spend a lot of time in flat areas where I don't use as much energy because it's a flat area, and other days I'm going up a lot of hills. So like I say, I'm just gonna go ahead and say I can get about 32 miles on this bike with my weight. I mean, if I was a little bit lighter or if I was heavier, that would fluctuate, or depending on if it's windy or if it's not windy, the road surface, things like that. Now, when I got this bike, what did it come with? It only came with the bike. It did not come with this rack. It did not come with this orange rack here. It didn't come with the fenders. It did not come with the fenders, and it did not come with this back rack. One reason why I went ahead and went with Rad Power Bikes is I really like the fact that you can buy one of their bikes and you can customize it. So if you go to their website, they have all sorts of attachments that you can buy. There's this center console thing you can buy, and it has like a cup holder. You can stick things inside. That was something I was thinking about getting, but I don't think I want to get it now. There's all sorts of baskets. Like I can take this basket and put it on the back. I can take this rack and put it on the front. I can take this rack off, and it's just sky's the limits. Like they're very interchangeable. I did order fenders because I thought that fenders would be very important, especially on a fat tire bike. I don't usually ride in the rain. As of the making of this video, it's raining. That's why I'm filming this video in a parking garage, because I want to go ahead and get this video out. I don't want to wait for a sunny day because we don't have any sun in the forecast for a couple days. And I'm going to be going out of town soon. So I thought I would make a video in the garage. But the fenders work really great. Now, one reason why I wanted to go ahead and get an electric bike and get off of my electric skateboard, because in the wintertime, the streets are always wet. It's not necessarily raining all the time in San Francisco, but the streets are wet, the streets are damp and stuff. So with the fenders, I don't have to worry about getting wet when it's not raining. So the fenders are pretty good. I think the fenders were like $80 more. This back rack was like $40. This front rack here was like $80. This rack, the orange rack, I don't remember. I think it was like $60 or $80, and there's shipping on top of all of that. So I think they add a little bit more for shipping. Customization. So what else am I gonna do to this bike? I think I'm gonna get another battery. I'm still on the fence. Do I wanna get another battery or do I wanna get another Rad Power bike a year from now? But I think I'll probably just go ahead and get another battery maybe in like a month or so when I get back from this next trip that I'm gonna go on. So I think another battery would be cool, because if I did have 2 batteries, I could really work the weekends. With 1 battery, it's good enough to work during the week, because I can go out and work from like 8 in the morning to like 1 in the afternoon, and then I can let the bike charge from 1 to like 5, and if I want to go back out and work, I can go back out from 5 to like maybe 8 or 9. But if I had a second battery, I could basically like work the whole day because I can have one battery charging while I'm out riding on the other battery. So that's just something to throw out there. Other things I like about the bike, I like that it comes with lights. Lights are very important. Lights are very important. I'm gonna show you guys. So this front light has a front light here. Now, they kind of cheaped out here. Instead of putting like a miles per hour gauge and also a gauge that actually shows the battery meter, like 15% or 90% or something, they just went with this little cheaper gauge, which I'm not really complaining about, because once again, this is a bike that I am just gonna leave outside and it's just gonna be banged around. So I don't care that this is not as fancy like it is on some of the other Rad Power bikes and also on some of the juice bikes. It's good enough. As long as it's waterproof, I'm chill. But yeah, it has a light here, and you can actually move this light around. Since I put this basket on the front, I had to rearrange the light. The light was originally like here, but I had to put this basket and rack on, so now I just moved the light here, and it holds up very well. Maybe I should cut the string here. I really got a string hanging down. And then back here we got a light in the back, because a backlight is very important. One cool thing about this bike is it has brake lights. Yes, it has brake lights. I really don't know how effective that is when I'm out riding at night, because I can't see back here because this rack also kind of blocks it a little bit. Maybe, I guess if you really wanted to, you could probably move the light here or something, but I think it's good enough. I'm not gonna really worry about it. Now, when I first received the bike, when I first unboxed it, you know, a couple things that were a little annoying, I must point out. So just in case you do buy a Rad Power bike, I just want to let people know. So it was two things. One thing wasn't exactly Rad Power's fault, I guess, but the front fender was super loose and it made a lot of noise. I kind of believe that maybe one of these metal things in here broke from just riding around the streets of San Francisco. I don't exactly know, but it doesn't make as much noise anymore. Maybe I just don't notice that it doesn't make as much noise. But yeah, the fender was really noisy when I first got the bike. And something else that was just very odd and very strange, where maybe it just has something to do with grease, is when I first got the bike, I assembled the bike, got it all ready to go, and right when I was you know, getting ready to go, let me turn this around so you guys can see. It's kind of dark here. So right as I'm getting ready to go, I noticed that like the chain is like loose, okay? The chain is loose. Now, it was much looser than this. Like, it was crazy loose, like it was dangling. I don't know what happened, but I took it to 2 different bike shops, and both bike shops just looked at it and said, yeah, I mean, it looks good. Like, I really can't tighten the chain for you. Then I took it to another bike shop, and the guy said pretty much the same thing. And he's like, yeah, the chain looks good. I really can't tighten it for you. And I'm trying to figure out, like, there's nowhere to really tighten it, you know? And I just kept riding the bike, and the chain was slipping like crazy. Like, it was just slipping, and I just kept riding, and now it doesn't slip at all. So I don't know if maybe the chain was really greasy and it had to get some of the grease off the chain, and then now it's better because it's not as greasy anymore. Other questions you guys may want to know about this bike: how many watt motors is this? This is a 750 watt motor. Now, there are a bunch of videos out there on YouTube, or at least a couple videos out there on YouTube that are saying, that are questioning if this is actually a 750 watt motor. I don't really know motors off the top of my head, but I've definitely ridden 200 watt motorbikes and 500 watt motorbikes, and I mean, I don't know, like, I've never really ridden a 700 watt motorbike, but it just doesn't feel like, I mean, it kind of feels like a 500 watt motorbike, you know? I mean, it's good enough for what I'm doing. I'm not really complaining or anything, but like, that's definitely something I saw online a lot, was like, is it actually a 750 watt motor? I don't really know. I mean, it says it's a 750 watt motor, but once again, I don't really know, but I just wanted to throw that out there. I haven't upgraded my wheels yet, which is something I should probably do. If you are making deliveries in cities, I recommend that you get rid of these easy pop-off nugs. They're not good for cities because someone can steal your wheel. But these wheels are so freaking big and not so easy to take off. I mean, it's easy to take off, but you know, it's not like a normal bike where, I don't know, I really recommend you guys get the safety clips so no one can just pop off your wheel. Now, I've already did this to the seat, so no one can just pop off the seat. So when you unbox the Rad Power bike, it comes with like a little latch here so you can, you know, adjust the seat very, very easily. But if you're making deliveries in the city, you wouldn't want anyone else to come by and, you know, adjust your seat very, very easily. They may walk off with your seat. That's something else to throw out there. The back rack. Now, originally when I first got the bike, I ordered the back rack with the bike, and I also ordered the fenders, and then I later ordered these two. And when I first got the back rack, I had the rack here on the back, and what I would do is I had some bungee cords. I would just bungee cord the food here, and I would just ride along, you know. And then I said to myself, let's go ahead and get the bigger rack. So I got the bigger rack, or the actual basket rack. I put it on the back, and I loved it. And I had this on the front for a while, and it worked out. I didn't really like this on the front because not stood, but it came out a little bit farther, and it was just really long in the front. And this is a little bit smaller in the front here, so I kind of like it, because getting on an elevator with this, because if you're in the city, you have to put your bike on the elevator, or you may have to put your bike on the elevator if you're bringing it inside. But putting this on the elevator with this big rack on the front was a little tricky. So it's a little bit smaller with the racks switched. I really like this one on the back, but then it's okay on the front too. I like the fact that the basket is not attached to the wheel. So I'm turning the wheel and the basket's like still staying there. Now, my last bike before, whenever I turned the wheel, the basket would turn. So when I first got this bike, I had to get used to me turning the wheel and the basket not turning. It was a little insane. And the basket, so locking. I usually just keep a lock here. It's probably not the best place to keep a lock, because I would imagine over time these are gonna get loose because I have the lock here. So over time, this may not be the best place to keep the lock. And you know, for the most part, since I have put the back rack on the back, I hardly ever use it anymore. Hardly ever use the back rack anymore. I just really don't, unless I'm delivering pizzas. But if I know it's a pizza order, I'm probably not gonna accept the pizza order, because I don't like to deal with pizzas, because pizzas are just difficult to deliver on a bike. Maybe I'll get another back rack another front rack for the back. That would be pretty cool. I can carry a little bit more stuff, but for the most part, this is a good enough setup. I don't need anything more. This front basket is good enough, and with this bungee cord, I can easily put a whole bunch of like deliveries in the front and then tie it down, and then just keep on going, go with the flow, you know. Go with the flow. So this is the Rad Power bike. Yeah, I like it. It's pretty nice. It's very, very very easy to ride, very, very easy to lock up. It definitely gets a lot of attention. Oh my gosh, when I'm in the city, whenever I like go to restaurants and stuff like that, and there's lots of people standing outside, it definitely gets a lot of attention. You know, when I was looking for electric bikes, I was trying to find the GoPro of electric bikes, and there is not exactly that one go-to electric bike. There's not that one electric bike that everyone knows of. But I think Rad Power bikes and juice bikes are like the closest that it comes to brand recognition, because just riding this bike around, like, people know of it. I guess I guess Rad Power bike has did some really, really good marketing, and they've definitely did a lot of good marketing. One problem I've ran into, I don't know if you guys can see this, or maybe I have to turn the bike around. Let's turn the bike around actually. All right, so if we look on the back here, the kickstand, it works, but it doesn't stay up anymore. It used to just stay up normally. It doesn't stay up anymore. So what I did was, you see on my wrist here, I have a hair tie, and also in my hair here, I have a hair tie. I just wanted to see how strong these hair ties were because I just bought these off Amazon. So I took one of the hair ties and put it here on the back of the bike. So for the past, like, I don't know, a couple of days, I've been riding the bike with this hair tie on the back, and I would just take the kickstand and just hang it by this hair tie and just ride. And this lets me know that this hair tie is very strong, because just riding around the city and all the bumps and all the things you run over in the street, this thing is just banging constantly, and this thing is not breaking. It's just hanging on in there, hanging on in there. It works. It works great. So yeah, this is the Rad Power Bike. This is pretty cool. I like this bike. It's nice. It's fun to ride. It's easy to get around town with. It's clean energy. It's a way for me to make money, and I like it. And anyway, if you guys are looking to buy a Rad Power bike, I mean, you've heard it from Jermaine. I'm a fan of this bike. Like, this bike is a really good bike. It's a decent bike. Now, there are, you know, cheaper alternatives. If you go to Amazon, if you go to eBay, you can probably get a bike similar to this for maybe 800 bucks or 900 bucks. But I'm gonna explain to you guys the reason why I didn't do that and the reason why I did go with the Rad Power bike. The reason why I went with the Rad Power bike is the accessories, for one. So a lot of those Amazon bikes, you know, yeah, you can get accessories for those, but it's not like a one-stop shop. You can just go to one place and get all the accessories you need. Also, the customer service, they have customer service, really good customer service, kind of like boosted. So you got someone you can go back to versus if you just get it from a random Amazon seller. And then I also like the fact that it's sort of known, like it sort of has a brand. Like if I want to sell this bike, you know, people are searching Rad Runner, you know, people are not searching random Amazon bike for sale. And if I want to buy a new battery, I know exactly where to go to get a new battery. I can go to the Rad Power website and get a new battery. Lots of problems I've ran into on Amazon and also with eBay with electric bikes is, yo, I want that electric bike, it's $800, but I can't get an extra battery. Am I gonna have to buy 2 of those $800 bikes to get a battery? So here, you don't have to buy 2 bikes to get a battery. You can just buy an extra battery if you want an extra battery. But anyway, guys, I thought I would make a video talking about the Power Rad, the Rad Power electric bike. Here it is. It's pretty fly. It's rad fly. But anyway, I want to make a video. Let's wrap this one up. If you guys want to get a Rad Power bike, I'll have a link in the description below. They did not, this is not a paid video. I bought this bike with my money, but if you guys want to check out this bike, there will be a link in the description below. It is an affiliate link. I believe you get something off, and I think I get like a $25 gift card or something like that. So yeah, there we have it. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, Peace out, y'all.